More than 131,000 tons of delicious seafood, that's the number of lobsters and crabs that American fishermen diligently catch each year. In this impressive figure there is a magical and awe-inspiring truth. There is one of these creatures that you can enjoy more than once during its lifetime. Are you curious about this interesting secret? Join me on a boat with American fishermen who have spent their lives at sea, to discover how they have skillfully managed the harvest of billions of amazing crabs and lobsters over the centuries. Together we will find out how they bring these fresh seafood dishes to our tables. First, meet the show's charismatic stars, the lobsters. America boasts two incredible types of lobster, each offering a distinct charm. The East Coast's Maine lobster with its massive, powerful claws, and the famous Florida spiny lobster from the Sunshine State with deliciously delicious tail meat. Both are irresistible delicacies, known and loved around the world, and can be enjoyed fresh or frozen year-round. Our adventure begins at dawn, when the night has yet to retreat, precisely at 3:30 a.m. Seasoned fishermen, with eyes filled with determination and passion for the sea, started a promising day of work. They set out on the hours-long journey to the lobster harvest area, where lobster traps had been placed on the seabed 2 to 3 days before. Each trap has a brightly colored buoy, as special and unique markings for each fisherman, helping them recognize their traps without getting confused among the vast waves of water. These lobster traps, essentially large underwater cages, are baited with irresistible scents, mackerel, herring, and even strong-smelling fish heads. Some fishermen are even more creative, mixing bait with cat food, creating a special seductive scent, luring lobsters into the trap. However, carefully designed traps with biodegradable panels and escape holes ensure smaller lobsters can escape safely, leaving behind large and delicious lobsters, good for the upcoming party. Do you like eating lobster? Please comment number 1 if you are a loyal fan of this dish, or number 0 if you don't like eating them. But smart trapping is only part of the story. Sustainability is paramount in the lobster industry. Maine fishermen, for example, are limited to a maximum of 800 traps at a time to ensure a delicate balance between catch and the health of the lobster population. When the boat reaches the first buoy, the real work begins, and you can feel the suspense in the air. With the help of a hydraulic trapping system, a fancy term for a winch system, the traps slowly emerge from the depths of the ocean. Once the trap is pulled onto the boat, the fishermen and their team, often called stern men, carefully classify the trapped lobsters. They use a special measuring tool to check the size of each individual lobster. Only male Maine lobsters with a carapace length of 5 inches or longer are kept, and it is surprising to learn that these lobsters take about 6 to 7 years to mature. Small lobsters that have not yet reached maturity will be fed a little and released back into the water. This also applies to precious female lobsters that have a V-shaped cut on their tail fin, a sign that they have carried eggs. These females were released to continue their important role in maintaining healthy lobster populations. Once the sorting is complete, each lobster is carefully placed in a tank of fresh seawater, with a ring on their claws to prevent them from biting each other. A fresh bag of bait is placed in the trap, ready to attract the next group of curious lobsters. Before we head back to shore with our freshly harvested lobsters, join me for another exciting part of the adventure, watching the fishermen catch crabs. Surely, the stories and emotions we will explore next will be equally interesting and captivating. In the United States, four famous and unique crab species excite the taste buds of diners across the country. Dungeness crab from the West Coast, blue crab from the East Coast, Alaskan snow crab, and Florida stone crab, famous for its giant claws. Crab season varies by location and species, but typically peaks from October to January, when these crustaceans are most active. Please continue comment number 2 to let us know you have been watching our video up to this moment. Crab fishing is similar to lobster fishing, but with a few interesting differences. While lobsters go crazy for fish heads and herring, crabs are attracted to chicken bait. However, crab fishermen can also use fish pieces or even other types of seafood as bait, mimicking the natural food sources that crabs seek. Crab fishermen sometimes use drag lines. You can imagine long ropes with multiple traps spaced at regular intervals, allowing them to cover a wider area and maximize their catch. Once the traps are pulled up, the sorting process begins again with meticulousness and strict regulations. It is illegal to harvest egg-bearing female crabs to ensure a healthy crab population in the future, a meaningful and emotional norm in protecting marine resources. You are only allowed to catch crabs when they reach legal size. The larger claws should be large enough to be a legal source. If you catch all the crabs at once, you will be breaking the law and will have to pay a considerable amount of money. But that's also the reason why stone crab is one of the most expensive seafood dishes you can find, with firm and rich meat. Once they are harvested, these crabs are kept fresh in a seawater tank, keeping their flavor fresh during the journey back to shore. You may already know that before you can enjoy your crabs, you must peel and remove their hard shells. But there's a type of crab, known as soft shell crab or soft shell crab, that does not need to go through this process. They have translucent shells, and appear to be slower than crab regulars. Their rarity and uniqueness make their value double that of regular crabs. However, catching them requires a keen eye and a deep knowledge of their molting cycle. After a successful harvest, fishermen rush back to shore to ensure that the fish are intact and fresh. Now, they will begin a process called the basic boat run, where workers carefully sort out the best or processed lobsters. The most impressive lobsters are kept alive in tanks, cared for and raised for up to 3 months, depending on local market demand. Other shrimp are flash frozen to keep them fresh before being trucked or exported by air to around the world. Crabs and lobsters with minor blemishes are sent to local processing facilities, where dedicated workers extract their precious meat. Believe it or not, every day about 6,000 jars of meat crab are sent everywhere from this facility in Maryland. The meat is carefully separated and distributed to restaurants and stores across the country and even the world, ready to be turned into delicious dishes like crab cakes and creamy soups you love. One thing that really surprised me about lobster and crab fishing is the shift from a traditional approach to a move towards sustainability. This makes this journey more special and meaningful than ever. What surprised you most about lobster and crab fishing? Please share your interesting experiences in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to support this channel. Hello and see you in the next videos. This is our channel, and I'm excited to be part of the team that creates this content with our video editors and content creators.